So, I'm here today talking about enhancing the SCORE Worcester website and social media, and this is a project that's taken on by Vision's internships, but also the two interns are me and Madison Mcnair, who lives in Texas, so couldn't be here in person. So our agenda for the presentation is we're going to talk a little bit about us, then the purview of the project, and then we're going to go into what we looked at in other SCORE chapters on their websites, and then looking at the new and improved SCORE Worcester chapter website, and we're going to have some time for questions. So about us, so Amy was talking about Vision's internships and career and leadership development training, and I was very, very excited that I've been a part of this for the past 4 months. It's really been special in my life. So I'm Gil Haven. I am a recent graduate from Clark University. I'm back in Worcester for my second stint after I went back home to Philadelphia after I graduated, but I'm back again, and it's very nice to be back. I like it here. The other intern on this project is Madison Mcnair. She is a disability advocate, and she is very savvy with social media, as some people heard last month, and I've already asked her to help them. And then obviously Amy has been so nice and helpful to mentor us throughout this whole process. So this project that we were doing, we started off with the goal of trying to make the website and social media of SCORE Worcester work more and better for the clients and also for the mentors. We really want everyone to get the most out of SCORE because we really feel like it's a really great website. Amy has first-hand experience, and when I first had our first meeting with Pete and Dan, I was like, well, I have to like this. They're really helping out the community that I live in, right? And that makes me feel really good. And then I've learned for even longer that, as I've been in this working with SCORE, that my dad works with SCORE in New Jersey basically all the time. And so that's an awesome thing that, national organization really helping people in the community get their business plans and things together. So one of our main things was we were looking at high performing SCORE chapters of similar sizes. We have a list of those chapters later. We're trying to emulate their online presence because a lot of this is, we don't have to remake the wheel, right? People all over the country are doing the same thing that we're doing here. We're not, we don't need to make leaps and bounds. We're not going to the moon, right? We just need to, continue to add on. So the three main things that we were working on was the website, the social media, and then we helped with the Google Drive. Before we get started, I want to have a quick show of hands. I can see the people who are also online, so you can also raise your hand either with the raise hand function or literally raising your hand. The people in the room, how many of you have used the resource library on the website before? Many of you, that's really good. Really good to hear. How many of you have sent their clients something from sent your clients to the website for resources or a resource from the website to your clients? Also many of you, that's awesome. How many of you have interacted with SCORE Worcester social media accounts? Yeah, not very many people. Yeah, not a problem. And how many people have shared a helpful resource with a client that is not yet available on our website or in the drive that's new? It's something that you've created that you have given to them. Awesome. Well, I hope we'll get those into the website as quickly as possible. So here are the chapters that we examined for our project. The list here, starting with Green Bay, is a list of chapters that we got from SCORE National that said, here are very good chapters of similar sizes. Obviously, we think of Worcester as a decently sized city, right? Second largest city in New England. But compared to other SCORE chapters, we're pretty similar to Green Bay or Lancaster or all of Mississippi, apparently. That's fine. And then I also looked at the other chapters in our region, the other Massachusetts chapters and the Rhode Island chapter. I wanted to show you a couple of my favorite chapters websites, just some screenshots, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about what I saw in those chapters and what I really liked about them. So my first and my favorite chapter website in all of SCORE that I looked at is the Tacoma, the South Sound Tacoma one. I think that their chapter is awesome. They have so many really good resources on their website, and it's a gorgeous website with lots of very awesome pictures of Tacoma, of the greater Seattle region, and allowing them to really show their clients and potential people that they're really a community-based organization. So the screenshot here, the things I really wanted to highlight here is, if you look, let's see, you can't really see that there, it doesn't matter. Over up here, they have an Our Programs section on their top bar, which is something that they have all of these SCORE for All, Startup Roadmap, Small Business Resilience, and Learning Center. They have more of their very important and topical things that lots of people have been using, especially during COVID times, right there immediately on their website. It's super easy to get to. And right next to that is a templates tab. I'll show you the templates tab later, but it goes you directly to all of the templates that SCORE has for business plans and all those other things that you are working with your clients with on a daily basis. And the third thing is they have a sidebar here where it says SBA funding updates, and they have a little mail letter at the bottom. That is really another easy way of getting to things that they find to be important, and that is on every single page. It pops up on every single page, so it really inundates you with these are important things that you should click on if you're on our website. Green Bay is probably my second favorite website. They're also really, really good. They also have the sidebar. They have the Our Programs thing. What's something that they have that I really like is right on the front page. It says that they're a 2020 Chapter of Excellence award with platinum status. And I think that just really shows your clients that you've been really seen by the other SCORE chapters and by the greater chapter SCORE community to be a very excellent chapter. Worcester is also a platinum chapter in 2020, and we just don't have that on our website, and that is something that we're currently working to fix. West Virginia is one. That's another full state one based in Charleston. It's a little bit more of a blown out thing because they have this really nice line here at the bottom that says we're currently virtual. You go to the SCORE Worcester website, you think that maybe you're coming here to the Worcester to this Chamber of Commerce to just have your SCORE meeting when most of you are just doing your things virtually these days. So we're really trying to make sure people know that they where they're going to be meeting with their client or their mentor and how they can get in touch with them. Other things that really are doing well here is they have multiple call to action buttons right there on their front page, including get started on your journey and joining our team, and as well they have the Small Business Resilience Hub, which they also have in the Our Programs tab up at the top. These are all pretty standard websites. This next website, which I think is really fun, is the Lancaster, Lebanon website, which their front page they're using their front page as a big thing to show one of their big events that they're putting on, which is a Small Business Awards Luncheon. And so they have that front and center to show people, hey, this is the main thing we're trying to work towards right now. And that's something that maybe we can do in the future, is think about the fact that we have, think about like something that, a project or a meeting that we're trying to get all of our community to get towards, and put it front and center on our website. This is what our website looked like, I don't know, 4 days ago? Not 4 days, sorry, like 2 weeks ago. But this has already been changed a bunch since when a lot of you have looked at it recently. Pete has changed throughout this project. Pete has been changing this slightly whenever we made a recommendation. So already on this website, we have changed this brand new picture that shows, hey, we're actually in Worcester. We're not, somewhere random, right? We're here in Worcester, Worcester Common, Worcester City Hall, and that really shows the people will be like, yeah, that's where I live. Even if we're the Worcester chapter is all of Worcester County, which is something we made sure to say at the top corner over there. We want people to know that we are in Worcester. And yes, the second thing we've added is a regional chapter of SCORE, a nationwide nonprofit serving Worcester County and central Massachusetts. It's pretty wordy, but it really shows someone at the very beginning, this is who we are and where we are. Oops, wrong one. This is what we look like now. Not much has changed. You can see it, but if you like on the surface, but if you look at it, really a lot has changed. So first off, we've added a second call to action button in this big green section. And instead of just request a meeting, it's volunteer with SCORE also, right? The website is not just for someone coming to you and being like, I need a business plan, I need something else. The bank sending them there saying, hey, I'm trying to get a loan, but I need your help before I can get a loan, or those kind of things. We're also trying to get more mentors, because the more mentors we have, the more clients we can see, and also the more in-depth you can get with each client. And that's, the goal is to have as many people helped as possible. So in order to do that, we need as many mentors as we can. We've changed the text here, kind of brought out the second section here with the bolding to allow for you to be like more of exactly who are we in that. And then up in the top, you have the Our Programs section in order to really bring in those easy to place things that we have talked about in those other websites. So when you click on Our Programs, you get immediately to this Programs and Initiatives for Small Businesses thing, which is not something that we had before, but this is a page that's always been on the SCORE Worcester website. It's just been impossible to find unless you literally search for Our Programs, which I had to do in order to find this, in order to link it, right? But you have here the SCORE for All, Startup Roadmap, Small Business Resilience, National Small Business Week. You think these are important things that are really good ways of starting conversations with your clients. And as you can see in the top corner with Our Programs, all of these things are also linked up there. So if you can click on the Our Programs, or you can just hover over it and the drop-down menu will come up. This is our library. It looks very similar, except down here we have a thing that says templates. And this templates thing shows you all the template links for very easily to give to our clients, so allowing them to maybe get something started by themselves, or for us to just work through them together. And this is the same exact list from the Tacoma website. I just took it right from there. So if there's anything that you think should be added, that's obviously what we're here to talk about. So I have some things that I would like to talk to you guys with. You've seen the other websites. You've seen our new website. And I'm not the expert here. You are experts. You're the ones that are working with clients, every day, and allowing them to make the big business decisions that they were not able to do before. So I would like to know, if there's anything that you need on the website or want on the website that you didn't see or you didn't see before that you think should change. So I want to go through this one by one and ask you just if you'd like to, how would you like to use the website? There's an aspirational way of using the website. And anyone who's on the Zoom, you can either type in the chat if you have a question, or you can just type in the chat and I'll get to you also. Does anyone have any aspirational way of thinking about the website? Go for it.
The thing that I do, that I use it for, is when I'm talking to someone, and they're not even a client or anything, instead of saying go P whatever else, I'll send them to worcester.score.org and to play around with it, check out the programs and things like that. So that to me, is like the business card.
Yeah.
The introduction to them. And
Yeah.
whether or not they do it, I don't know, but I wanna make it as easy as possible for them to get on there and go, okay, like the resource library, or our programs, things like that. That's what I use it for.
Yeah. So a follow-up question to you is, if you went to that website yourself, say someone gave you that website, right? You know, you're starting your business, they gave you, say, oh, go to worcester.score.org, and you went to the website, right? Which looks like this, right? If you went to here, do you think you would be able to easily navigate through finding the things you want? Or do you think that there's a better way that we could organize it for us to allow people more easily access?
One of the things that I recommend them, I said, there's a request right away, you'll be able to find out how to request a meeting with someone. Or, I said, if you have a question, go to the library, put in the search, you know, and to be able to find some sort of resource. You know, I'm looking for a business plan, or a template, or research, or anything else, just put it in there. I said, if it's not in there, ask, and we'll find it for you. But to request a meeting, the best way is to hit the request a meeting.
Yeah.
Or, but it's someone that I think might be a good candidate to be a mentor, is to go in there and put in volunteer somehow.
Well, now it's even easier to volunteer. Yeah.
An awful lot of, I don't know about everybody else, but an awful lot of the new clients who I see are trying to start a business. And they get to this page, they wouldn't know what to do. I mean, because they need, maybe take a workshop, maybe browse the library, but what am I browsing for? I think it might be helpful to have something that right up front hits you in the face about how to start a business, and something that points maybe back to SCORE National's Simple Steps seminar, webinar, or something, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the one thing that, I mean, I love all of this, but it's the one thing that I saw is not.
So you want this like startup roadmap to be made, like a main thing, instead of just being in our programs drop down, you want that to be a front and center thing.
Well, it just would make it,
Maybe
because I think a lot of people know that that's what they need, but they don't know where to start to find it. They don't know that our programs is.
Yeah.
I think what you're talking about, Ernie, is what I was thinking about, and that is, you've got this SCORE National thing we used to call the Business Learning Center, whose name keeps changing. But nonetheless, it's there, and there's this huge repository of materials there. Might make sense to have that, maybe not on the landing page, but like one level down.
Yeah, you said that was what called by.
It's score.org. I call it the Business Learning Center. It's not called, I think, the Resource Library.
I think that is just, we have that one step down on our program's Learning Center. So that's what you're talking about, the Business Learning Center from the national.
Is that national?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
so.
it's through ours, but you can get to nationals through there. So we put that there, made it super easy.
So my comment would be.
Yeah.
If you know what it is.
You know where to find it, but you don't.
And you see that, then you're gonna click on it.
Yeah,
If you don't know
that's right.
what you're looking for,
Okay.
as Ernie was saying, you're probably not going to even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So I'm suggesting that, like, right there, in that list, there should be something like that.
Yeah, or on here, making it easier.
Even make it, I want to start a business.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, what do I wanna do? I wanna start a business.
Cool.
And then,
Yeah, right.
So I always go to purpose. So is the purpose to make this more of a self-service website? Or is the purpose really to get people to sign up for a meeting? I mean, we've all been to those websites where it's almost impossible to contact anybody. That's their goal. They don't want you to contact them, right? You know, you can't find a phone number, you can't find an email, you can't find anything. They want it to be self-service. So I'm just raising a question. Are you really moving in the direction of more self-service? Figure it out yourself before you really want to.
That's a big thing that we've been talking about, especially with the Google Drive initiative, right, is what documents live on the website, what documents live on the Google Drive. How can you, how can you be someone who really helps your clients if all you're doing is just giving them documents that are already out there, right? Versus how can you have these really good meetings with them and give them these more internal documents that you can only get if you sign up with SCORE, right? And that's the kind of thing is we're not trying to gatekeep people starting a business. We are trying to help them, and so there's a fine balance there. But I agree that we need to figure that out. So yeah.
One other thought. Maybe a link right on the landing page that explains how SCORE works.
Okay.
And what we do and we don't do, that type of thing. And my other comment is, what does request a meeting mean? Are we really, if you wanna meet with a mentor, you're asking, ask for help might be more.
Okay.
Right.
More descriptive and explicit.
Oh, it's a really good observation.
Ask for free help, is that even better or not?
You'll think that's what they're getting paid for, but.
One of my other questions is there any documents that you've kind of go over this a little bit, but are there any specific documents other than these, like the startup and stuff that you really use a lot? Say every person you talk to needs the the business plan or the template, right? Is there something like that? Is something that should really be highlighted on the
I
website?
think the referrals.
The
Many
referrals?
times, local referrals and
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You need that quite often, especially updated. Because what I have is something very old, and I think by the time most of them would have retired.
Yeah. We have that thing where that's one of the things we've been working on a little bit, but yeah.
Actually, can I just go back to something that Pete said,
Go for it.
use the word free.
Great.
How clear is it that SCORE is free? I mean, usually that's a big word in marketing, right?
Free.
Yeah.
Is that obvious?
Well, I think people,
Yeah,
if they come to SCORE, they know it's free. I think most people, I don't know, how would, somebody would have
I don't
said,
know.
hey, you
There's
can
no
get
reason
free
not to
business.
tell them.
I think most people know it's free, but,
What's the catch like thing, right?
yeah, I mean,
Does it say free on there anywhere?
it doesn't, but
Probably under About Us, if you go, look another click, but why not say it up front? Most powerful word in marketing.
Yeah, I mean. I've only met with a few clients. They did not seem to know that much about SCORE. And somebody said, hey, y'all look into SCORE. And they didn't know too much about it.
I agree with your comment. Almost everyone I talk to does not really understand what SCORE is.
Right.
So
They don't understand it's.
we added that.
Taxpayer dollars are providing. They
Yeah.
don't understand that we don't charge anything for anything.
Yeah.
That last statement is pretty
I'm
obvious.
gonna work for them. So that's
About Us
easy.
tells that
I
story.
wanna just bring up
No
this, part of the new language on this page does say free professional counseling, but that's, one word in that sentence, so maybe it should be, request a free meeting, or, those kind of things, make it more obvious, as you were talking about.
As soon as you say to me, request a free meeting, you know what I think?
The next one's
The
not
next
free.
one I have to pay for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So watch out.
Yeah.
It's a sales setup.
Well,
Yeah.
there's some
There's
significance, because there's always a free vacation weekend.
Right. Always free.
Always free.
Yeah,
Maybe the word
always
free, maybe, a synonym for free, because free could imply less value.
Mm.
I mean, it could be the first sentence, all professional guidance is no charge to you as the client.
Right.
Ever,
Ever,
or something
yeah.
like that, so that you say it right up front, that they understand It's always, there's no cost.
Right, no cost to you is different than free.
I mean, I think free's kind of.
Yeah.
It can be
I mean,
misunderstood.
I think you say there is
It's
no
hard to believe it's
charge.
really for
If you
free.
click
Yeah, I mean,
on
you're like,
us,
you're
Right,
talking about buy
right.
one, get one free.
Expansive
Free,
story.
I don't think free's the
And you
right
can't
word.
have everything in that, you know, top 3 inches.
Right.
Yeah.
And, well, the direction that we gave to Gil was that the most important things we want to do are attract more people asking for mentoring meetings with us. And he on his own, after looking at the other ones, did something that I think is fantastic. The idea that you can now send somebody who might be interested in volunteering, you now send them to the homepage, and there it is, volunteer with SCORE. Beforehand, all we had was, you look at that top line that nobody can ever look at, it says volunteer. That's the only thing we had on our website to encourage volunteering, which was basically nothing. And now it's prominent.
Would it be possible to have pictures not just of downtown Worcester?
Yes.
But of the other locations where we have towns surrounding Worcester County?
It's totally possible, it's just
Kind of like
fine.
a sliding.
Yeah,
rotating slide.
I haven't figured, some of the other websites have rotating slides, I have not figured out how to been able to do that in our website yet. And I've asked for some guidance, like, as you can see, we don't have the platinum status thing up, or the sidebars yet, which are things that I couldn't do in our webmaster thing. I asked SCORE National for help, and I have yet to receive that help, but hopefully we'll be getting that soon. Those are the 2 main things, and as you guys were talking about this, other things is like the other websites had some sidebars here. We're putting a sidebar that says request a meeting, or whatever the wording we decide, and also a volunteer one. So those will follow you whenever you go down here or wherever. They'll just continue to stay. And yes, more pictures is another thing we're working on. A lot of our pictures are in the blurry end. We're trying to get them for not just downtown Worcester, but all over Worcester County is another.
Well, and just to that point, and Gil, you're doing phenomenal. I'm so thrilled. Thanks everybody for the discussion. This has been really worthwhile. Dave, just quickly, do you have a particular, like we were looking at, for example, like Fitchburg or other like seasonal photographs of like Worcester County? Do you have particular places that you guys might recommend if we do go the option of the sliding visual?
I'm just thinking, what we might do is contact the Business Economic Development Commission in each of the towns in Worcester County and ask them for a picture that's they consider to be representative of their town.
How about pictures of the mentors working with their clients? I mean, how cool would that be if you have a client that started a business
samples.
and you take a picture of Joe's Pizza Shop and, I don't know, I mean, I think that is way more authentic. I mean, it's nice to have pictures of towns and stuff,
Right.
but the
And free
mentors
promo.
working with a business that has become successful, and then for somebody else to come on and say, wow, that's pretty cool, they helped them, and now they have this so-and-so business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's a place to put photos, but
There's tons, every single
That's true. I was wondering
thing
that too.
has a spot for a photo, and most of them are just stock photos.
I mean, it could be like, see the clients that we've helped.
Well,
And then it
that-
shows like pictures of the
We have
members
that
helping.
in our success stories,
Success.
Yeah.
which is another thing that we would love if people ask their clients for more success stories. But we have a couple of those. Yeah.
Do you have a place for testimonials of successful clients
Yeah,
and stuff?
so
I can
we
see
have-
from here, so.
We have on here. We have read this story, which is this story. But all of these are also
Okay,
Oh, good.
that's
ones,
cool.
Yeah.
And there
Only 2 of them are Worcester.
only 2 of them are Worcester right now. But if there is,
Yeah, that's cool.
sorry, I'm a little lost where. Do you know exactly where to add the success stories is right now? Yeah, I will read the success story. Well, there is a place for you to ask people to give success stories for us, and that's something that we would love, so we can populate this more. And with pictures would be good, so we can add them.
Sure.
So if we get their information, their permission to put that on other pages, not just the success story pages.
Could I just ask, what do mentors currently do to capture client success stories?
Nothing.
Nothing, okay.
Nothing actively, I don't think.
Our focus is on helping the client, not,
Remote.
so you have to remind yourself periodically, like, once a month in a chapter meeting, that there's this other side to the SCORE effort, which is called marketing SCORE.
Yeah.
SCORE National has a process where you can suggest to a client that they fill out a short
Write something
form,
up.
and SCORE National will create that.
Okay.
I think that we've kind of gone over all of these questions that I had in roundabout ways, which is good. But we got to it all in the space of the conversation, which is good. You don't have to forcibly ask them. Is there anything else people want to ask about my process, or anything? Where I guess one last thing is that me and Maddie have also been working on the social media side of things. That Maddie is the person who really understands that way better than I do. So she has been doing a lot of the same things I've been doing with websites. She's been doing with other chapters, LinkedIn pages, Facebook pages, Google My Business pages, allowing us to really understand, what they're doing, and we've been getting some guidance from SCORE National to help us with that as well. And I guess the question for everyone is, or the comment is, that at some point when we're finished with our internship, Van and Pete will be looking for someone to do social media for SCORE Worcester, which wouldn't be that much work, but it would be a little bit of understanding what goes on with social media. So if anyone is interested in that, talk to Van, I guess.
Gil, have you thought about putting the templates on the front homepage?
Yeah, that's something that I had, but I don't know. It got kind of messy. Just a lot of things. It could go in under our programs, or it could just go here. But I don't know. I found that just keeping it, if you're going to the library to get your information, it's one of the first things you see, right? Which I think that's a good spot. I mean, if I can get overruled by the majority of people, I don't, my ego can take that hit, right? But I